What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. This week has been absolutely hectic for me. So many complications that have been happening, especially my closing that was happening had so many issues. It was absolutely driving me crazy. Today I mostly spent the day making phone calls, trying to rearrange things around that closing, because right now we actually have that closing on hold, and now we gotta wait for the closing to actually happen. We have to now postpone her actual pod moving because I went and I got one of those pods. So many things that have to be done. It's absolutely crazy. Now, because I really didn't record much today, it could be just because I had so much going on, I wanted to touch on something that a lot of you new wholesalers and even existing wholesalers, maybe you've done one or two deals, maybe you haven't done a deal, and you're feeling a little discouraged. So I wanted to touch on what made me successful. And when I mean successful, I mean what made me be able to do so many deals and what keeps me consistently closing deals. One of the things that really helped me out was my why. My why was my family, my kids, my wife. I wanted to give my kids and my wife a better life. And when I mean better life, I wanted financial freedom for myself and for them as well. That was my most absolute determining factor on what made me strive so hard. What is it that made me succeed in wholesaling? Was it the data I was using? Was it maybe the skip tracing service? Maybe I got the owner before anybody else called them? And the answer to all of these questions is I had none of that stuff. My first skip tracing service was absolutely terrible. I won't mention their names just because I don't want to knock them. It is what it is, and what happened. My first list of 1,000 people, sent it off to get skip trace, and what did I get back? Nothing but wrong numbers, busy numbers, disconnected numbers. I swear it was mostly 90% disconnected numbers. Trash. But out of that list, I did get a couple motivated sellers. I didn't close any of those deals, but it gave me, a little edge or a little bit of knowledge on what to expect when cold calling. I actually ran into a wholesaler while cold calling. I was calling a house that was tax delinquent, and it turned out to be a wholesaler in Charlotte. Very cool. The reason I knew he was a wholesaler was I opened up, I was like, hey, my name is Dan. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was wondering if you were interested in selling your house. And at the time, Brent Daniels had came out with a script. I think he still uses the same script. And he was like, hey, I like that Brent Daniels script. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't let anything hold you back, because the more that you keep at it, the more you keep pounding that phone, the more likely you are to close the deal. And those words stuck with me. They still stick with me today, because even when things get really hard, I just think to myself, keep going, keep trying. That is the real point of this video. If you're new, if you're trying, if you haven't closed a deal, you're feeling discouraged, I've been there. I know exactly how you feel, because I felt like all my efforts was for what? For nothing. But the real reward is closer than you think. You just have to keep going, keep at it. One of the greatest Chinese proverbs that has always stuck with me is the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. That one step brings you one step closer to finishing your journey of 1,000 miles. Does that mean that the one step is going to bring you to the finish line immediately? It doesn't. But what it does give you is hope that every step that you take gets you just a little bit closer to the goal that you want. Elon Musk wanted to build an electric car. And even though Tesla, people have talked super amount of junk about Tesla for many years. I remember 10 years ago when everybody was like, Tesla, battery operated car? That's never gonna sell. You cannot sell battery operated cars at a reasonable price. They would have to be at $500,000 a piece. And here we are with Teslas on the road. Who ever thought of that? And here's the thing. These guys just don't stop. They have an idea and they keep going. No matter how many times they fail, no matter how many obstacles get in their way, just keep pushing. For them, they won't stop until they bleed. So what does that mean for you? Should you just give up if you're having a hard time? Maybe wholesaling isn't for you. If you give up, then you've definitely failed indefinitely. But what about when you have small failures that hold you back? Maybe you picked up a property under contract and it wasn't a deal. Does that mean that you're wasting your time? It only means you need to pick up the phone and call somebody else. There are just so many people needing our help. That is really what we do. We help people out. We help people out in distress situations, and we show them the light at the end of the tunnel. I can't tell you how many times people have cried telling me thank you so much for helping me out because I didn't know what to do. You as a problem solver are a godsend to some of these people. I even know a group of investors that call themselves home guardians. They literally come out and help these sellers through their most troubling times of their entire lives. And that's what you want to do. Just keep pushing, guys. Push as hard as you can. Don't give up. The minute you give up is permanent failure. But these little obstacles that are in your way, they're just obstacles. They're barriers that you are presenting yourself, and they're keeping you from achieving what you really want to do. So I wanted to leave you guys that, because I remember so many times wanting to quit. I remember so many times crying of frustration, like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know, maybe I just didn't know enough. And it literally just was that I wasn't trying hard enough. I wasn't staying consistent. I wasn't letting wholesale be my #1 goal. Well guys, I'm gonna end this vlog here. This was something great that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you found some value in it. If you did, wonderful. I hope you guys close as many deals as possible. If you need any help closing any deals, give me a shout, especially if you're in the Charlotte metro area. I'm more than happy to help out. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you guys on tomorrow's vlog.